Hello, watch lovers. You know what time it is.
Jesus.
And joining me tonight, we have Kaylee.
Hi.
Janilda.
Hello, guys.
And executive producer Gavin.
It's just a wonder how every week you sit here with 10 seconds to go. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say?
And then he looks at you
It's
like...
quite a challenge for me. You know that. Yeah.
This is what happens when you get old, ladies. When you get a bit
Yes,
older,
exactly.
you
Definitely
forget
won't
on a
happen to
daily
us.
basis.
Do you think that's why?
Gav, you're not that far behind me.
I'm just a couple of years behind. I'm for 3 or 4 years. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to That Watch Guy London. We are back again. It's Monday night, 8 o'clock. We're looking forward. We've got an action-packed kind of show tonight. Don't forget, come and see us every week. We really enjoy having you all on. And before we go anywhere, Kaylee, you gave me some instructions, didn't you?
I did, yes.
What was it?
I want you to give a shout out to someone that purchased their very first Rolex and they decided to purchase it from us.
Yes.
And he just said, can we shout him out?
So
And of
Lee
course.
Edwards, that was your shout out. Congratulations on your Air King.
We'll give him a clap.
Yeah.
Yay! First Rolex, Air King. Air King's very popular. A lot of talk around Air
Yeah, we're
Kings at the
struggling
moment.
to get the Air Kings.
Yeah, I think he bought our last one.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Air King discontinuation is all the rage, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look what's going on. Good evening, everybody. Evening, Frank Muller, Greggy Boy, Kelvin, Lawrence. All the gang are here tonight. Good evening, Red Shovel, Graham, Lawrence, Ian, Crossy Boy, Ian Nixon. Gavin is my hero. Wow, there we go. You and my mum. The way we should always start this, I'm too excited, I can't even contain myself, is what's on your wrist. So Janilda, what's on your wrist
I
today?
have a yellow gold Ladies Digest. This is a 1989, so it's not a recent
So we're a
model.
little bit vintage today, aren't we? Because
We
we're
are.
called the Rolex Time Machine today.
You watch. Gavin's going to bring out some vintage swatch. I can just see it coming.
Never mind that. What have you got on your wrist, Kaylee?
I have a Rolex Datejust 68279 with the Tridal bracelet, which is the
That
steel
is very, very classic.
rose and
That
white
is.
gold.
Yep.
Very,
Yeah.
very lovely.
Try as in 3 colour.
Yeah.
Yellow, rose and white.
Yep.
Spencer, what do you have on your wrist today?
Just to stop everyone complaining. That
No
I
one's
don't show.
moaning. Come on.
I bought out a Sea Dweller.
Lovely.
Yeah. 1665.
Yep.
Yeah. This one's from 78. And I've
Right.
also bought another one
Let's
of
have a
its
look.
brothers to show you tonight as well.
Oh, well let's have a,
Yeah.
let's pop that in front of the camera
That's
first.
the 1665.
Oh,
So that
lovely.
has got the gas escape valve on the side.
yeah.
And you'll also notice there's no dome in the glass.
Right.
It's the
yeah.
plastic and you've got no dome.
Okay. Spencer, I can't say I've been waiting all week for this. Ask me.
Go on, Gav.
So, Gav-
hang on. Shall we all have a guess? Yeah?
Have a guess what's on my wrist. And please, everybody, feel free to, pop it in the comments what you
Hilda,
think
what do we
I've got on my
He's
wrist
gonna
today.
have one of these classic
A Frank
Swatch
Muller.
or a
Probably like a
Muller.
Casio.
A Casio, a Frank Muller.
Never ceases to surprise me.
No,
Okay.
never.
So what, you're gonna
Go on,
surprise
Gav.
us?
What have
Well,
you got?
I'm totally going to blow you. Spencer, today I happen to be wearing a Paul Newman 6262 Daytona.
It's going to be...
Lying.
Yeah,
It's
of course
fake.
you are. It's going to be...
Oh,
hang on a
wow.
sec.
No, Spencer, I'm wearing a Paul
Wow.
Hang on. He's been raiding the safe. Where the heck?
Yes,
Where did you
guys.
get that?
I've got to have a drink.
You better gulp some water. I'm going to be really careful taking this off because, Spencer,
I'm gonna put my gloves on.
we're going to come to this a bit later. You can put your gloves on. We're going to come to this a bit later because I have been itching to tell you I've borrowed some watches tonight and you don't know anything about it. And they're not from you.
No, they're not from me.
We've got a friend who's a collector and he has given me, which I'll bring out a bit later, some incredible
wow.
pieces. Because tonight is all about the Rolex Time Machine. And I had a whole show planned out, and then I got a call this morning saying, Gavin, would you like to come and pick up some watches? And so there it is. Guys, what do you think of that? That is a...
Hang on,
Spencer,
what-
talk
what-
me...
what is
you have a
going
look.
on here?
Have a look.
Let's have a
Talk
look.
me through that lovely watch.
How old is that?
For fuck's sake, don't drop that one, Gav. You're absolutely right. I've been told that watch is somewhere
That is
between 350 and
absolute-
£500,000.
Oh, wow.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yes.
Yeah. Spencer's speechless. Spencer, when you do speak,
Hang
speak
on.
back into your mic.
What is going on here? This is one piece. One special piece.
Spencer
Look at
wants
that.
to buy it.
Here and
Go
now.
on, put that on camera for everyone.
I'm going to show everybody
The
once again.
6262, so that is the non-screw down pushers.
Yeah.
So if you see the pushers there, That was before they made them able to screw down. Because the dial reads 15, 30, 45, 60, that makes it the Paul Newman.
Really?
Special,
That is a
guys.
very, very special
So
piece.
obviously, no swatch today, Spencer. You'll be pleased to know. And beautifully, I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it for the entire show. I will not drop it. Don't worry, everybody. That is lovely, Gavin. I want it. Well, you can't have it. I've only borrowed it, and I will be giving it back later. I was actually seriously considering like a motorcade escort tonight with what I've got. I'm not going to tell you what I've got with me.
Okay.
But I was
So
considering.
what, we got some other nice pieces.
I'm going to let you know a little bit
Okay.
later on. Let's just say that's not the only Paul Newman I have with me
Wow.
tonight.
Ooh,
All righty. Yeah,
interesting.
Gavin's hitting the big
That's better
time.
than the swatch.
Okay, so now we got my
Watches.
excitement completely out the way. Spencer, Janilda, Kaylee, Winter Watch Weekend. Update
Yes.
me. How's it going?
Over to you, Kaylee. You can start.
It's literally a week and a bit away. which-
Friday week we start.
Yeah, very exciting. We're very excited. Obviously, very excited to see everyone. We're all just getting ready, and obviously, people. There's still time to book on.
Yes.
We are still taking bookings,
Yeah.
but we're over 400, I believe,
We're
at the
going to be
moment.
Yeah.
very busy.
Yeah,
So please put your times, put your slots in. Drinks, beers, Paul Thorpe. We've got.
Oh, that's enough to put anybody off.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hear there's some special guests coming down
Yes,
as well.
there
There
are.
is.
Who
There
else
are.
have we got coming
So at
down?
the moment we have Paul Thorpe.
Yep.
We have
Hooray.
Tim Wright.
Hooray.
Yeah, he's flying over to see us.
Yep.
Ocean, the Timeless Watch channel, is coming.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Yep. I spoke to him earlier.
We have Watch Gringer.
Gringer's coming as well.
Oh,
She's
there you
coming,
go.
and we're still waiting for you other people. Hopefully to
Amazing,
confirm.
amazing. James is busy fopping it all over our screens. There you go. There's a few little details there. It's at MV Augusta, London. Let's just get to some of the comments that are coming in. The Aristocrat, wind it up. I'm not touching it. That's something. Don't drop it, Gav. Does it work? Doesn't look wound. Jacob, it does work. I just literally am not touching it. I said as I put it on to myself, the strap feels really springy. I thought I better not touch it and break it. That would go down really well. Hi all, Peter from Glasgow bought. This is Peter Kerr. Hi all, Peter from Glasgow bought a root beer from Kaylee and traded in a non-date sub. First I bought from yous. Kaylee, was great. Couldn't do enough for me. Excellent service.
Oh,
It's like
thank you.
Trustpilot here, literally, like Trustpilot.
Nice review.
Greg Rouse says, hi, Gavin. Hi, Greg. Jet Setting Rogue, Explorer 2, 1655 would be nice. Lawrence Fahy says, Gringer is the star guest. She certainly is. Watch Gringer says, cannot
Yeah.
wait. Welcome to the evening, Gringer. Now, we've got no pressure, but somebody mentioned last week and said, oh, BQ, last time you did a giveaway.
Are you going to do another one?
Are you going to do another one? And of
Are
course,
we?
we all went,
And
of course
guess
we are.
What? We are.
There we go, Hilda. I'll let you announce
We
and
are.
show here.
Gonna give away to a lucky
Winner.
guy or
Girl.
girl, why not? Tudor Black Bay 2018 with all the box and the paperwork. I don't know if you
Well, I'll tell you, I
guys
can put it under the
Here,
camera
let's
here.
put it under the camera. Hilda, any charge for this or this no charge at all?
That's
Am I selling tickets? No?
No,
Nope.
No,
this is
Nothing
no
at all.
tickets.
absolutely,
Nothing
this
at
is
all.
absolutely a
I
free
really
to
like the
enter.
strap. I
Hold on
think
a
it's a
second.
lovely one.
Yeah.
This is a free to enter competition once again. James, if you stay on the watch for a second, I'm just going to read out a little bit of spiel for you. BQ Watch is going to give away this little beauty to one lucky subscriber. To enter is simple and completely free. All you have to do is the following. Follow at BQ Watches on Instagram, like the competition post, tag 3 friends who also love watches, share this post to your story on Instagram. Make sure, of course, that you've subscribed to our YouTube channel, That Watch Guy London, and in today's episode, Rolex Time Machine, leave a comment as to why you deserve to win our Tudor Black Bay free giveaway. The winner is going to be drawn live on Instagram, on an Instagram Live, Saturday the 13th of November at 4 p.m. from our Winter Watch Weekend. Maybe Gringer can
Sorry,
draw it.
I'm not sure we're going to do it then.
Why?
Are we not going to wait till the Sunday?
The Sunday.
Sunday? Or you can register at any time?
Saturday
You
or
can register
Sunday.
anytime. Well, I wrote Saturday. Do you want to make it Sunday?
On Monday.
Just to give people more time
Another
to
day.
register.
But remember,
That's-
we would have been at the show from the Friday and we would have done everybody's names. Because we're going to be at the show.
Okay, so they
How
can-
are we
you
doing
mean
that?
they can enter before coming
Everybody
to the
can
show?
enter before
Okay,
coming to the
so we
show.
do it on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday the 13th November. I'm pleased we
Saturday.
sorted that out, Spence.
Okay,
That was a good
fine,
a
up to
board
you.
meeting,
So
wasn't
it's
it?
nothing to do, it's nothing to do with
Yeah.
me.
Live
It's not a
organising.
And
business.
shall we invite Gringer to do the draw?
Okay.
Gringer, if you're up for that, would you like to do the draw for us for this beautiful Black Bay? Obviously, you cannot pick out yourself or your husband, but that's a lovely little piece, and that's worth a few quid, isn't it?
What's that retail, Kaylee? About
27, 28?
2728, yeah.
Yeah, 2728. So that's a lovely little piece for someone. Spencer, your generosity knows no bounds when it comes to giveaways.
Thank you, everyone.
I hope everybody everybody follows the little competition there and gets it all down. Richard Medlam says, "Hi guys, 2 questions. Would you be interested in a 1997 sub date?"
Yes.
Yes,
That's a yes.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Message us after the show. We'll have a chat with you then. Can you explain how I send you the watch, please, from Barnsley? Janilda, tell us.
Go on.
That's very easy. We are gonna pay for that. I mean, it's a free service, a prepaid watch pack where we send it to your house. You should receive it in a couple of days max. And you can send the watch to us, fully insured, prepaid by us, and very safe.
She's learned that very well, hasn't she, Gav?
That's absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Greg Rouse says, I have a better chance to fill out my taxes correctly than comply with all those requirements.
Oh,
Greg, I don't want to
difficult.
make it too
Oh,
difficult for you. Just do any one of the following, and I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. Just stick in a comment of why you should win the watch, and I'm sure we'll make it all happen. I mean, these are the strictest rules on the planet. It's just a giveaway, and we want to make sure that we get as much exposure, obviously, for BQ watches as possible. So it's the Rolex Time Machine. Back to the Future. Have you seen that film, kids?
Yep.
Nope.
You haven't, have you?
So is that why you
Janilda.
pulled that one
Nope.
out tonight?
Yeah. That's part of it. I mean, we're going to get to that in a second. Do you know that? Have you seen Back to the
Absolutely
Future?
not.
No.
Have you seen Back to the
No, but I did
I-
say
I
Back to
know-
the Future in the office, and Hilda said, "Are you sure that's correct?" And then I was like, "Oh no, maybe that isn't
I
correct."
said it's not back in the
I mean,
past.
what planet am I living on, Spencer? That I have 2 people in the office that have never heard of the film Back to the Future.
It's our age.
Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future. Back to the Future 2.
Michael
Back
J.
to the Future
Fox.
3.
Is that
I'm
Love
sorry.
Island?
I haven't
Wow,
watched
it's a
any.
worry. It's a worry. So basically, Back to the Future, he had a time machine car. He went back in
I
time.
know a little bit
Flux
about
capacitor.
Oh, that was on the TV the other week.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always on the
In-
television.
It had okay.
I
and
know about
I
the
do
movie,
know.
yeah.
I do
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't watched the whole thing.
And
though.
what we thought would be a fun thing to do, because as some of you know, Spencer, you've got a bundle of catalogues that we have over the years, and we thought it's always fun to go and kick ourselves of all the watches that everybody should have bought going back through the
That
years.
were available and at a discount.
And at a discount,
That's crazy.
exactly. So, seeing as I've got, by the way, in case you didn't know, everybody, I've got a Paul Newman Daytona on. I'm loving this watch. I mean,
Do you know what that was back in the day?
well, we're going to get to that. Let's not
Okay.
go back too far.
All right.
We're going
Back
to start.
to the future.
We're going to start at 2011 because I feel that's a really good place to start because that was only kind of 10 years ago. What do you think a Rolex Daytona was in 2011? Now, I'm going to say this model
stainless
here.
steel
Hold on,
or-
stainless steel,
Mhm.
a 166520. Is that right?
Right.
No, one.
Oh, because I can't see because my eyes are so bad.
116,520.
Yeah, that's it. 116,520. I did have a bigger piece of paper because my eyes were so bad I couldn't see it, and obviously I've lost it. Never mind. James, you want to bring that up on screen? There we go. A 166520 in 2011. Spencer, is that watch still the same watch that's around?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We have a few of those.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Um,
price isn't the same around.
No.
as
Well,
what it was
what
then.
is that now? Through is that this
I'll
about
tell you
30
exactly
grand?
what that was. No, it's 22, 24,000. Depends on box papers condition.
Okay, there's
Yeah.
guesses
Yeah.
coming in. Chops, he's retracted his message. He did say 7,500. Greggy Boy says 6,500. Any more guesses, guys, before we reveal? Everybody's busy Googling. Busy Googling what the price is. Kelvin O says 6,450.
68,
I
80
see
or
Frozen.
something.
Chop says 5,500. James, let's reveal the price, please, in 2011. Yes, and it'll be the next one on the slide, yeah?
Seven. Wow.
£7,000. It was on.
thought less,
It was on
but
page
even
94 of this
And
wonderful
that was in
catalogue.
2011.
So that was 10 years ago. £7,000. Everybody was pretty close there.
And by the way, just for the record, roughly in those days, I think they were trading about 2,000 premium, around 2,000.
round about a £2,000
So I'd
premium.
say 7,000 list. I mean, they were always going overs, but I'd say that was around 9,000 as a guess. Because I remember when they were sort of 3,3, they were 5,000. Then as they went, but that was the
Yeah.
rough sort of guide
Okay.
of what it was going
We're going to
over
go
this.
back just 4 years earlier than that. We're going to go back a lot further than that. But
Okay.
2007, let's bring up the next
Okay.
picture. This is a 2007
So
catalogue.
that was the same watch.
It's the same watch, 116520. Let's get the catalogue picture up, please, James. You're talking to us, James, like anybody can hear you. James is basically waffling, saying, I'm trying to get the picture up, but I don't know what I'm doing because I didn't program it. Yeah. There we go.
There you go, on the left.
11652 on the left there. And we in 2007, what do we think the price was of that in 2007? Pop your questions in quickly.
Are we just going
Four?
doing the still?
Oh, we're just on the still, the
Yeah.
116520 on the still.
Just on the 4,000 maybe.
I'm going to go 5.5.
I
Okay.
think you're bang on. I think it was 5.5.
Yeah, Lawrence is saying 5.5.
I think it was 5.5 and about 9 and about 14.
Asif says 4,500. Greg Rouse 3,500. Andy M 5,000. It was. Let's reveal the price. £4,420.
Wow.
Where
That was
there we go.
close.
116520.
Just whilst we're on that,
Yep.
just before we jump on,
Yeah.
see, you've got the price of the other two there, so it's
Yeah.
amazing. 6510 was the
Is that the
bimetal.
Yeah.
Then it was 7,300 with a diamond dial. The 18 karat yellow gold was 13,370 and was 14,190.
That's so
With the
cheap for a
diamond
yellow
dial.
gold.
That
So
is
bearing in mind,
crazy.
anyone who's got any of those now, well, the 4,420 you're selling between 20 to 25,000. The bimetal are anywhere between 14 to 18, and the gold that's 14,190 there. So you could have owned the watch for 14 years, and you'd be up at around 30,000,
30.
25,
God.
30,000.
Wow, it's pretty amazing.
That is crazy.
Girls, what year were you born?
96.
95.
We're going to go back to 1988. I was 18. You got to
I
picture it.
was
I had lots
3.
of hair. I was in my prime. Literally in my prime. Hair all over the place. Let's go for... this is the reference 16520. Spencer, why was it a 16520?
And that was the Zenith. Basically, the Zenith got discontinued in about 99. There's a few slight differences. The Zenith, first of all, if you drew a straight line between the 3, the centre, and the 9, there'll be a straight line all the way through.
Yeah, I can see that.
The later model, the 1-1, they were slightly offset. They weren't in line. The other thing, the subdials there were smaller. See the subdial? Not so much smaller. They were same size, but was a smaller ring around it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
so
was
like
the
the width.
difference. But that was discontinued around 99.
Okay. What price do we think that the 16520 was in 1988? Put your comments in below, guys. Let's see who's bang on for this one.
3,000.
Jacob says 2795.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Jacob, if you're guessing dollars, my friend, you're probably not far away because it was probably £2 pounds. Zenith, £350. We're not sure about that. Let's reveal the price. The price in 1988 was £1,532.
That is crazy.
And nobody... was there a premium on them back in those days, Spencer, in 1988?
All
Not
I'd
so
say
much.
to you is they didn't, in the 70s and 80s, I've spoken to many ADs, they didn't really sell the Daytona. It wasn't popular. It wouldn't be uncommon for having a 1970 watch that didn't sell for 3 or 4 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow. Guys, if you do have any questions for Spencer, Janilda or Kaylee, then please do pop them in the comments here. We'll get round to everybody as soon as we can. We're going to go back another 4 years. If you thought 1988 was a spectacular year for my hair, 1984, I was 14. It was honestly, my mum
That
thought I
was
was the most handsome boy in the world. Okay. A model reference in 1984, 6265.
Okay, so that was the screw down pusher Daytona.
Can we get that up, James?
There we go.
There we
screw
go.
down pusher.
So talk
Yeah.
us through that model, Spencer.
So that was a screw down pusher. You got the white panda dial there. That isn't a Paul Newman dial. The Paul Newman is where the markers on the left there were 15, 30, 45.
Spencer, I can show you a Paul Newman dial if you want.
Shut up.
Do you want to see
Oh,
it?
that one. Okay.
What do
yeah.
you mean?
Oh,
I
that
thought
one.
you were going to pull out another one.
I am in a minute. Just not yet.
Give
Okay.
him a second.
Yeah.
So
Go
the
on.
reference.
Yeah. Go on.
Go
So the
on, show
difference
that
is,
one.
yeah.
So that was a later model where they had screw-down pushers,
Right.
which was better for waterproof.
Right.
Right.
So
The
these are
earlier
push
ones. They're
poppers.
push. I mean, that watch was waterproof, but obviously nowhere near as reliable as the later screw-down pushers.
Right. There's a bit of light on it now. Let's. I'm not really great with one hand.
But look at the simplicity of that dial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll come back to that in a minute. I'm going to put it back on my wrist while I can. Let's get back to the one on the screen. And guys, what's your guesses for this then? This is 1984. This is the model reference 6265. How much do we think that was, girls? What are you going to guess?
800.
Janilda?
1,000?
I'd say you get change for 1,000. Would be my guess.
You definitely get change of 1,000.
Really?
Guys, that was £674
Oh my
pounds
God.
in 90. But by the way, 1984 feels like just around the corner for us, doesn't it?
84.
I mean,
Yeah, but still 37 years. Well, I was 17 then, so
It's
it was
the-
a long time ago.
yeah, it's still a long time ago. And then we go back to this classic picture that I just can't get away from. This is the earliest catalogue we seem to have floating around your office, which is 1967. And actually the price is on there. And I keep using this because I think it's such a great image because 1967,
Pan
there's a
American
Rolex
GMT.
GMT and a Pan American plane that's supposed to look like Concorde, like it was some sort of futuristic thing. But of course, we already had Concorde. And yes, if you can just see at the bottom on the left-hand corner, that was £84 and 15 shillings.
No way.
Wow.
That is great. That is insane.
£84 and 15 shillings. That's pretty mad, isn't it? Guys, if you've got any questions, please do pop them in and we will get going on a few bits and pieces and questions. Jacob, we are very much and very looking forward.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
At
Yeah,
last.
at last.
Very
I mean,
excited.
is it all going to be like awkward first date when we meet you and not know what to say to each other?
We're going to be like, hi.
Hi. Yeah. Sort of met
Is
you on
that you?
Instagram. Is that you? Yeah, exactly. And you're going to be bringing your fiance with as well, which is we're very excited.
Aw.
I mean, we're equally as excited, aren't
Yes.
Yes.
Frank James says 84 seems 100 years ago to me. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It feels like it was yesterday. So that's kind of all vintagey, Spencer. But as I said, I've been excited. I mean, I've never been so excited, I don't think. So as you can see, I've got this. Have I told you I've got a Paul Newman Daytona
no,
on everyone?
I didn't know.
So I've got this lovely Paul Newman Daytona, Spencer. But, you know, I know that you love watches, okay? I know you've got a little bit of a watch collection. Do you have a Paul Newman Daytona?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Could I sell
I'm
you one?
actually amazed how you've bought that piece.
You're
So what else-
amazed.
What else you got to show us?
Okay. And genuinely, I have not told Spencer any of this because I wanted to keep it a surprise. And also, I'm going to test his knowledge properly because, you know, he is the watchman. Let's have a little look. I've got something that is, well, either I've had the wool completely pulled over my eyes and someone's done a Del Boy moment on me, but I've got something so rare down here that
What,
I
not,
could...
not even Rolex know about it, yeah?
Well, Rolex definitely know about it. Rolex definitely know about this watch, or someone at Rolex does. But I'm going to tell you, I have been told I have one of two pieces in the world.
Really?
One of two. And apparently, we'll get to it first because actually it's a watch that none of us are going to know anything about. I pretty much, I'm sure about that, okay? So I'm going to bring this out and I'm going to say to you, Spencer, do you have any idea? I'm going to take it out of its packet actually as well. Do you have any idea what, I'll show it to you in a second, what this watch is? Anybody on any of our subscribers know? I know what this is, I've been told.
No.
Okay, I know there's a bit of a delay, James. It's okay. I'll put a bit of a light on it. Okay.
This
Okay.
looks to me like
Have a look, Spence.
something
Take it.
the 30s or the 40s. This would be a pre-Daytona.
That's a very, very good guess. It's a pre-Daytona. Yes, it does predate a Daytona. Does anybody out there know what that is? Okay. So my friend, Spencer actually knows the chap who has this watch collection, has told me that this is a Rolex Regulator, reference number 2737. It's a prototype dial and was one of Rolex's first attempts at a chronograph in the 1930s. According to him and the auction houses, there are 12 examples thought to be in existence of this watch, and only 2 in the world with white faces, and we have one right there.
It is actually working.
Oh, it's working.
It is.
You wind it, and please don't break it, because I'm on the hook for it, not you. Kenny W says, I've got 2 special pieces, ring piece and cod piece. Boom, boom. But guys,
the
I mean, Spencer,
reference again?
you've stopped talking, Spencer.
No, it is an amazing piece. Without doing some research on it, it is, as I say, I have seen some pieces. I've never seen one of these.
And the condition is quite good. As
Yeah.
well.
I mean, dare I say it, for something that's coming up to 100 years old pretty shortly,
So this is 30s. Yeah.
it's 30s. I know it was
incredible.
purchased a very, very long time ago and put into vaults into a collection. And yeah,
What's the model number again?
the model number is a 2737. And Rara's asking, what's the value of that? And that's a great question.
Wow. I'm not qualified to know.
And I
that.
would tell you now, the person that
Go on.
owns it can also not put a price on it.
Yeah,
Everyone's gone quiet. Everyone's gone
Yeah.
speechless. You two are
you doing
you two
some
are busy
research on
Googling.
I
that?
am.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
No,
very
there's
interesting. And as I said, I don't know if this was a Del Boy moment. I'm
No,
having
I
the wall
think that is a
completely pulled over my
very-
eyes.
Very
Let's have another little look
special
at that.
piece.
Yep. Okay. Now, did I tell you, Spencer, that I've got a Paul Newman dial?
Go on.
Okay. Let me.
The one you're wearing. So you got. And here's another one.
Spencer, I haven't just got one. I've got another 2.
Wow.
I've got 2 6241s, Paul Newman Daytonas, tropical dials, year 1969. I'm going to let you take
Wow.
those out. Take that. I don't even know how to undo the boxes. Take that out for me, Kaylee. Um,
Oh wait, that's the same.
This is
these
the way.
are both the same watches.
This is the
Oh,
way to
okay.
keep these in the coffins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really is.
Okay, let's have a little look at this. So this is a
Oh, it's well
Rolex Daytona. Is very light, isn't it?
So light.
6241.
Gav surprised us.
And these are
tonight,
both
yeah?
got, as
Very
you said, the
surprising.
expanding bracelets.
Yeah,
and
they're expanding. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it feels a bit Mickey Mouse if I'm being really
that
honest.
is a real twin set where you've got the reverse on both these.
Yeah.
You've got the black with the white subdials and the white.
Yeah,
with
let's
black.
And
bring
then
that one
the
in, Spence.
opposite. Yeah,
Let
that's
me just
quite
bring that
nice.
one in and try and do double hands. If someone could talk, because I'm away from the microphone,
Sure, sure.
and I'll just.
So you've got a matching pair. You've got the Panda, which is the white. I actually love. They're both stunning, absolutely stunning. So that is the really early with the. That I think that's the Bakelite bezel on that. Yeah, that's what they.
That's
That
definitely
was
a nice
pre-ceramic. They're called Bakelite bezels.
And Spencer, I know it's really putting you on the spot because, as I said, genuinely, I did not tell you about any of this because I just wanted to see your face. Have you ever seen 3 Paul Newman Daytonas
No,
sitting down here?
I have had the. I mean,
You've had them in the shop,
A
haven't
number of
you?
years ago, I had the gold one, and I bought and sold one of those. At the time, I think they were sort of 50, 60,000, but now these are huge money.
Crossy Boy says, who's the collection belong to? The Sultan of Brunei. Forget the Tudor. You can pick 3 winners with the Paul Newmans. Girls get to wear both. Thoughts on value of a blank? Oh, I'll come back to that in a second. 1 for me, 1 for Greggy Boy, and 1 for Kelvin. Oh,
Yeah.
But
simples.
all of these, there's very slight differences. You've
Yes,
got the
there
Paul
are.
Newman dials, you've got the steel bezel, you've got the Bakelite bezel. You know, there's such
Yeah.
small differences.
Yeah,
Gav,
between
do you know
that.
if they have paperwork?
So actually, I'll get to the paperwork in a second
Oh.
because, Spencer, as we've discussed many times on this show, the problem with older watches is paperwork.
Yeah.
And sort of getting the paperwork in place. I'm so tempted to leave them out, but I'll never remember which box they go back into because I'm absolutely useless at this.
Right, well, if you pass us those.
So that's the 6241s. Let's
So I
just.
had the black.
the 6 here.
You had the black.
Or
All right.
doesn't I think?
I want to leave them on show. Okay.
We can leave them
No,
here
but you
with
can,
the
we'll
boxes.
remember.
Here,
Okay.
Give me the
No,
box.
no need to panic just yet, everyone, because I've
Why,
got
you
more.
got more?
I've got more. This is a 62.
Here, give it-
62.
Okay.
Let's get this one out. A reference number 62. Is that right? 6262.
Yeah,
6262.
Here we go. Spencer,
Yeah.
you can grab that one out and then I'll put it in front of the camera. Yeah, I'll give that to Spencer.
And again,
So this is 6262, the same reference as my Paul Newman Daytona, except this is not a Paul
this
Newman,
is
is
not
it?
a Paul Newman. And again, this is with the non-screw down pushers. Actually, these first pieces as well.
Let's pop in front of the camera so everybody can
Yeah.
see first of all, and then you can
Okay.
talk us through it. Talk me through this watch, Spencer, then.
So that is similar to the one you've got there, but it's got the again non-screw down pushers, and it isn't a Paul Newman dial. So see there the 20, 40, 60. Yeah. So on the dial, the Paul Newmans have the 15, 30, 45, 60. That's the Paul Newman dial. That's non-Paul Newman. And again, when choosing it in the day, there was no difference in the cost. So it was just the luck that if you had
Yes, Spencer,
picked
have a look at that.
The
Paul
Paul
Newman
Newman
dial.
then, yeah.
Oh, it was luck. If you
Well,
picked it,
you-
it wasn't a
They
thing.
didn't really
wasn't-
know. Yeah.
I mean, again, all the detail we're going to on these pieces, like the steel bezel, the Paul Newman dials, a lot of the time people didn't really pay that much attention
Yeah.
to it.
A few comments here. Let's talk about the stretchy straps. I mean,
Well, this one, this is the standard strap.
yeah,
Again, where there isn't. This is
that's the stretchy strap,
yeah,
isn't it?
This is the riveted bracelet.
Hold it up to your camera, Spencer, so they can see it.
There we go. So you can see on that. So basically, there are springs here, and they're riveted, and they do expand slightly. Look, they had, without question, over years, sort of deteriorated. But the clasp on them beautiful on these older ones.
And what would you judge as condition of these watches?
This is how this bracelet. That's how they
Oh,
should
okay.
see how that's expanding.
Yeah.
I think the condition
But
is good.
with this
Yeah.
one, this
The
is
age.
this Gavin isn't as good. You see, it's solid.
Right.
But that's exactly how the
How
bracelet.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it just has a little bit of give.
I'll bring it over here. It's all right.
There we go.
Change the
So if
camera.
you, on
I'll
that
just
one,
give it a little spring,
you
yeah?
can
Okay.
just-
You just talk me through it, and I'll just show that on the camera here. James, if you can just flick down to this camera, we'll just give it a little springy. There we go. Cool, imagine-
So that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So this one, this bracelet's not. It's gone.
Not as springy.
No.
Oh, it's gone.
It's maybe been repaired. There's no spring in it.
Oh, no, it's
Oh,
solid.
okay.
That's solid.
Yeah, solid.
And this here was the older bracelet, which is sort of folded over. And again, you couldn't take links out of this. The same on the riveted ones. You would have a jeweler. There's no giving that at all.
Right.
Absolutely. Look, all stunning pieces.
Stunning,
Nice
stunning
watches.
pieces.
The bracelet, and again, for the viewers, the bracelet's never that important. All of these, all the money is the dial.
Heavenly Mark says, very surprised someone is prepared to allow these out without Ferrari security. That's a million.
Easy.
Minimum.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. This is well over £1 million of watches, and
Yeah.
We haven't even finished yet. We might have some swatches to add to the collection.
well, it's funny you should mention swatches. Okay, it's fun because obviously these are all great, but Spencer, I've got another Daytona.
Wow, what's that?
Let's take this one out. This is a reference number 6265. I've been told it's got a starburst face. It's very unusual. Have a look. What do you think? What do you know about this one, Spence? Right.
this
Everybody's asking for wrist check with the black and white on the girls' wrists. Come on. Let's all have some fun with this. Janilda? Kaylee, do you
mean-
want to take the white one?
Yeah.
Janilda, you take the
They're
black
definitely
one?
going to. They're the two riveted. Paul Newmans.
Okay. Yeah,
So
Greggy boy, Gav walking around with 1.5 million in his backpack. You're not wrong, Greg. I've got my little grey backpack down there.
This is the 6265 again. This will be very interesting for everyone to see how that differs.
Yeah,
that has-
it's got a sort of almost like a silvery champagne kind of dial,
Well,
doesn't it?
The case is bigger, and you've got
It
the screw
is
down
stunning.
pushers.
I feel like a.
Yeah,
You'd have
a
like
little
a
bit.
Keep
bubble
talking, guys,
wrap
because I need to
all
move away
over
from
me.
my
So
microphone.
there you've got the screw down
Did
pushers
you do it up?
Right,
on
okay.
that. So that's 6265. That's also got the steel bezel.
Wait. Oh,
and
there
that
you
was
go.
the
It
non.
looks so nice.
Yeah, really does.
I really
And
like
that is
it.
the non-Daytona.
Can we have it?
Can we have
Paul
it?
Newman dial.
So this is the non-pop, but and I've been told that the dial is something to be spoken
I
about.
think yours is
It's
not
the
white
starburst
dial is-
face.
Yeah,
which-
I
which
love
sort of-
yeah with the white, but I do
Yeah.
like yours.
You right, you two?
Sorry,
What do you
we-
think?
We
What's
just
got-
have some nice watches on.
Do you
and-
like it?
Yeah.
Do you like them?
I
So what,
really
you're
do.
moving off date just now, girls, yeah? Paul Newman
Yeah.
Daytonas.
Yeah, because they're not as big as obviously the Daytona.
No, but they're
Yeah,
light as
very,
well.
like-
They're very...
Yeah.
Oh, here we... Oh,
I got one more. You just caught a
just
little
seen
glimpse
what
of the
that
back.
is.
Yeah.
What is it?
So
that
I,
is very special.
I have one more with papers. This is a Spencer. What is this one? I'll put it in front of the camera. You can you know what that is, don't you?
Yeah. I
Okay.
saw that already. That's the big red.
That is the 6263 Big Red. Circa what year? 1980.
Can I have a look at the papers?
Yeah,
there?
of course you can.
I'd say that's about 80s. would be a guess. And again, a big thing with this when
So the red writing is special, yeah?
yeah.
Janilda in the house. Yeah. Is that what it
No,
is?
of
Big
course
red
it
means
is. but I'm just
that's
thinking.
81.
1981.
What's quite interesting for everyone, we can show there. Everyone on these older watches, a lot of pieces were handwritten papers, and it's really nice when you get something
Yeah.
punch papers.
Yes. Oh, let's show that. Put it
what
up quick. I can't show that. Can I?
Yeah, I don't
I'll
think
just
that's
put the
a,
punch paper. There we go. So,
there we go.
Okay.
So you can see
Quickly.
that.
I know you
So that's just
never give away serial numbers, do you?
no, that's
No.
just perforated there with the numbers.
Yeah.
But that's always a lot
Yeah.
nicer
Yeah.
than handwritten.
Yeah, you've always said that to us in
Look,
the
you'd
office.
sooner have handwritten than nothing, but
Yeah.
punched is always your
Yeah.
preference.
Heavenly
that's
Mark
quite-
says, any chance of a live stream walk around
can
Leicester
do this
Square
because
asking people
it's-
to value these Daytonas in true TPG style? I'm not even going to pat myself on the back, but I pulled the hat
No,
over.
you've
I've
done
done it.
well,
haven't I?
Gal,
It's
really
it's,
well.
it's a rabbit out, isn't
Yeah.
After a lot of swatches and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it? Comments here. It looks like a Tudor. Interesting, isn't it? Because in
like
spots
the
it does.
Yeah.
The chrono.
Yeah, the simplicity of the new Tudors is
Yeah.
similar.
Funnily enough, the chap who has given me this little piece of his collection has told me he also collects vintage Tudors as well.
Oh, wow.
And he very much thinks that Tudors and vintage Tudors especially are a big push for him, and he's been collecting for many, many years. He believes that so we could be giving away someone's next vintage.
Well, the Tudor that we've given away in 100
Yeah.
years' time. But if you think about
Yeah.
it, the years it's taken, Rolex started in 1905, so it's taken them a number of years before they've got to. Shall I put that one?
Yeah,
there?
put that one back there.
Where they've got to where they are now. And again, the case is bigger on this. Do you see the difference here
Yeah.
to these older ones? They're a lot smaller cases.
Yeah, I mean, they are absolutely stunning pieces. And let's be honest with you, one lucky owner. As Kelvin O
Yeah.
says, what a collection.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
And this is only part. I have looked at this.
Yeah.
number of times.
Watch 63 says, if it wasn't for Paul Newman, those Daytonas would be worth about 10K.
Maybe 12, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's so true,
Probably.
isn't it? Because what Paul Newman did for
Yeah.
these watches is pretty special. Interestingly, that the watch collector who owns these, this isn't something that he's been doing for a couple of months because watch prices have gone up. He's been doing this
That's
for
how these
for
have
30,
been.
40 years. He's been collecting these watches,
So, yeah,
putting
that's
them away,
what's
storing them.
interesting that he's been collecting Rolexes
Yeah.
before the big, you know.
Hype about
Way before, way before, and I
That's
think
quite
that's really kind of interesting.
interesting,
So
yeah.
actually, in the conversation I've had with him today, when I fell off my chair because I thought I was going to get one, and I got 7, was we had a whole talk, and he was basically talking about the recent activity in the watch market. He watches all these shows with great interest from a sort of back seat because he's been doing it for very many years. And he absolutely agrees that people should be, investing money into watches. And he thinks it's a great, obviously he's backing his own horse here, but a great thing to
Yeah.
hold on to. And
Yeah.
especially if you love the watches, he's very invested in his watches, obviously financially
Yeah,
and
obviously.
emotionally as well.
His
Sure.
collection is
Sure.
amazing.
So if you're all really nice to me, he's promised me some Pateks,
yeah.
Really?
some vintage Pateks.
He might have
Oh,
a
wow.
But,
Wow.
but
To
we're
show.
going to have to put our hands up there and say we will know absolutely
No.
diddly squat about all of them. We'll have to do some proper research
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
But he has promised me he will bring those in. Guys, if you have a watch collection you'd like me to borrow for the evening, I might even take you out for a Chinese around the corner at the Good Earth with Spencer and Janilda and Kaylee, because that's what this show is really all
Yeah,
about.
I
We
mean,
love the
this is an
fact.
amazing.
Yeah, amazing to have these on, and
But it's lovely where you've got the pair there, Gavin, like the two
Yeah.
Daytona,
Yeah.
where we got the black and the reverse. And these are two similar watches as well. If you show here, these Sea Dwellers, remember like we mentioned
yes.
earlier?
Well, actually, let's go back to that because you wanted to mention the Sea Dweller alongside another Sea Dweller, didn't you?
So you got two Sea Dwellers here, which a lot of people will think are quite similar. They are similar, but one, Kaylee, has got quite a special dial.
Okay. Which one should we go for first?
Well, if you want to
Standard?
show both of them, and
Yep.
then we can show the viewers the difference in.
All right. So let's have a look at this. This is let's have a look.
So if you want to zoom in on that,
Yeah. I
They're
know
both-
exactly what I'm zooming in on as well.
They're both siege dwellers from sort of, I think 178,
It's really showing up the scuffs.
180.
Okay, so there we have Sea Dweller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm looking basically at the Sea Dweller, the 2,000 feet, the superlative chronometer, officially certified. And if I look at the next watch, I believe, if I'm right, isn't one slightly offset? Is it called a
That's the offset. That's a normal siege dweller.
Yep.
And if you see, both C's there on chronometer and certified are offset.
Offset.
So that's a standard dial. If you go back to the first one, that is referred to as a row dial. When the second hand moves out of the way. See, both C's line up. There is a gap between, as in rows, as in railway tracks.
Right.
So you see the line.
I'm going to ask you a really
Wow.
silly
I
question
don't
now.
know that either.
I know we've talked about this so many times on the show about the state of watches and don't get, have them fixed. But this glass is absolutely scratched to bits. I mean, but
that's how that's
is
come
that
in.
how
and
you wouldn't go and change the
I
glass, would
wouldn't
you?
touch a thing on that. Actually, glasses, and if you show that from the side, you'll
Yeah.
see the dome on that. A dome, there we go,
Oh,
you
wow.
can see the dome. There's no big deal in changing the glass, but we tend to not do any work on vintage. I know it's quite marked that you've got on the side.
Yeah.
We don't do anything. If after selling, the thing is, we can make the watch perfect, but you wouldn't want to
Yeah.
Devalue it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or put marks back
So
on
we'd
the
rather
watch.
the customer decide.
Yeah.
If he,
Yeah.
if,
Seabank says
yeah.
the SD has been very loved.
Yeah.
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 But
Looks
again,
very
they're-
scratched,
they're
that watch.
40
I mean,
years
it is.
old.
It
Yeah.
is,
They're 40
yeah.
They're
years
40
old.
years old, and the point being that you don't want them to maybe look brand new.
No.
or-
No.
I mean, if you sent that to Rolex now, would they change the glass?
But that doesn't matter. Or we'd use people who give you back the original glass.
So you'd get the original
It's
glass
a
back
perspex
alongside it.
glass. The glass is nothing.
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
All of these, the
Plexidome
money
glass,
is
I'm
in the
being told
dial
here.
and hands. It's all
Yeah.
about dials and hands and having original parts in them.
Yeah.
Frank James, what do you mean Gav's hairy? Every week I say I'm hairy. But if you look at my Paul Newman Daytona that I borrowed, the hairs are actually growing back on my wrist.
I still can't believe you've done that.
Yeah, well, I'm a watch model.
Things you have to do
It's,
for
it's
Rolex.
actually quite hard to give that back. I'm really, it's
I
very
think you
light,
have
isn't
to,
it?
yeah.
Now, yeah, when
We
you wear
I
them,
couldn't believe
I
it.
That
really,
does look
I
quite.
really love it.
That looks quite small, actually. That piece.
It's
It
perfect
looks
for
small
us.
on my
Yeah.
big lumpy wrist.
We'll keep
You
them.
like it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
JDA Spencer, is the SD a great white?
Yes. It is.
Explain, please.
It's where the dots, the large dots, it's referred to as a great white if you Google it.
Right.
But the rail dial is the one that's a bit more special. That's a great white.
Yeah.
Where the dot with the large dots, and that's referred to as the rail dial, where the C's line.
I've got it
up.
upside down, of course, like a tool. Right. Oh, I see. Oh, let's get it in focus. That would probably help. There we go.
But the Sea Dwellers are a watch that I love the fact that you've got the date on it and no date window.
Now I've got some good
Yeah.
news for you, Spencer.
Go on.
My friend is a watch collector. And do you know what he said to me today? I really fancy. He doesn't necessarily buy new watches current. I mean, he's obviously got. But he was talking about the old mouse mats. And he said he's seriously thinking that
NOP.
he's hearing from all his watch connections that they'll be discontinuing this whole line to do a new line next year, which we talked about last week on the show. And he's thinking of 41 mil, the whole collection, because he's a collector.
What, everything?
So I will speak about the whole lot.
Oh, so every colour on the mouse mat.
Every colour in 41 mil.
We said this today.
And
to
let's be
somebody,
honest, I
didn't
think
we?
he can afford it, can't he?
But I do
Maybe there's a
think-
part exchange
yeah.
deal here, Spencer. I'd imagine trying to get someone like that to part with their watch is going to be
Do you know
if
something?
you've had them for this long.
100%. It could be the way forward.
Yeah.
I'd love the collection.
So what he's saying, he thinks they'll all be discontinued.
He's hearing that colour range that you've got on your mouse mats makes your mouse mats defunct.
Well, they'll be valuable.
There'll be collector's
They'll be
items, guys.
collectible.
If you want another mouse mat, let us know. Yeah, he is hearing that from his sources that and in his watch world, collecting world, that they're going to discontinue those colours and launch new colours and to own a set. He doesn't want one or two. He
I've
wants
been hearing
a
that
set,
too.
Yeah.
set in 41 mil.
8 pieces.
Vital, got a question for Spencer, but if anyone else knows the answer, feel free to answer. Does anyone know where you can get watch insurance for someone under 25 for a Santos, Speedy, and Tudor 58?
It's a real difficult one. Basically, if you're the best way and most competitive way is if it's built with your house insurance.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the most competitive one. When you're just asking for a watch, you got to phone around. It's really difficult. People don't like to insure young people with watches. It's like insuring an
They don't
18-year-old
trust
on a
us.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not what they want to do.
No.
I mean, but then how do you get around that? I mean, do you just
it's a little bit, you know.
or do you do as I know some people I know do? They insure certain watches outside of their sort of safe or safety deposit or whatever it's going to be, so they're insured when they're out and wearing, and that way they're on cover only for a
Yeah, but
smaller amount of money.
You'll find with most things they're only insured on the wrist.
Yes.
They're only insured on the wrist or in a safe or a safety deposit box.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they're left lying around in a house, not insured.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, but I understand that.
I hope that kind of answers your question. I really haven't had much time to go through all the comments tonight, and I'm really sorry that I probably missed loads and loads and loads. So if you want to ask a question again, sort of please go ahead and do so. So, guys, what did you think of this little watch collection today? I hope you enjoyed that. You're seeing some pieces that
Well,
probably
it might be little in terms of pieces, but in terms of
Value.
monetary, I think it's the biggest collection we've shown so far.
I think it absolutely is. Slightly nervous to walk outside now, James, if I'm being really honest.
Are you going to be fine, guys?
James, I've got you as escorts. You'll have to bodyguard me. They've got to
You
work out how
need
to
me
get
and
into
Kaylee
into my rucksack as well. Pedro Pereira says, hi, does a blank card add value to a Rolex?
Does a blank card. It's nice because that means someone can be the first owner. So
Right.
if there's no
Yeah.
name on it and
No
you buy
date,
something
yeah.
with a blank card, you can have blank where there's no name and no date.
Yeah.
Rahul asked a really good question, and I do know I do know a little bit of the answer to this. Can we get a value on the collection? So, Spencer, you and I know what the collector thinks it's worth, and you and I have sort of gone mid-market, and you think it's roughly in the region of
It's over £1 million, put it that way.
yeah. So I had it at 1.2, but it's this piece that is the anomaly in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, because as I sort of said a little bit earlier, this is a 1931, and we've talked about this with Paul Thorpe sometimes. Why are the 1930s Rolexes not worth much?
There weren't many pieces prior to 1950s.
Yeah.
Not many pieces.
And as I said, this 2737 is a prototype dial. It's believed to be only one of two in the world. This
You
dare I
can't
say,
put a price on that.
this could be 100 million. No, but it could be a lot
could
of money.
be more than that as well.
I mean, it could be. It
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
be. But having said that, someone has let me come into the studio with it today and handle it with no specific instructions other than just don't drop it, Kelvin. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. But it's it's interesting. So the answer is 1.2. And we don't know what this one watch is actually worth. And funny enough, nor does the collector, because until it goes to auction, which I'm not sure it ever will.
Yeah, but also it's so rare that you can't.
Yeah, you can't
Or
put a
valuation.
find a price for
But
it.
yeah, it was a precursor to the chronograph. It was their first attempt.
They were trying
1931. Should we bid him 100 quid and see if he just says yes?
I think you give
He might
250.
do.
Give him a packet of Smarties and a swatch.
250, Yeah.
Packet of Smarties and a swatch.
I'd give 300.
I wonder if he'd look at my swatch. I wonder if he's got any swatches in his swatch collection. I bet he hasn't got Frank Muller.
No,
I'm
I bet he
I'm
does.
quite
I
sure
bet he
he
does
doesn't.
not have a Frank Muller in his watch collection. If you're watching, do you have a Frank Muller in your watch collection? It'd be a great thing to find out. The 2737 was sold as a black dial at Christie's in 2007 for 27,600 Swiss francs. I don't know how much that is in pounds, sterling, and pence.
That's probably about 20. It's 1.2 the Swiss franc.
No
20.
idea. There we go. That's a 2737. This is a 2737 with a white dial. How was Gav insured? Yeah, let's move on from that.
let's change subject.
Marcus Maximus says, I've heard Rolex are going to put the Rolex on the dial back to the position over the next few years. Let's read that again. I've heard Rolex are going to put the Rolex on the dial back to the position over the next few years. So the Rolex
So
on
where
the
it
dial.
used to be
Where did it used to be, Spencer?
No idea.
No
No
idea.
was what are they
Marcus,
trying
if you
to
can
say?
expand on that.
Maybe it's a bit up or down.
I've no
Maybe
idea
like
on
that.
that.
Hit the apex. Made my evening, but didn't do black dial on a female wrist. Oh. Jamie Oplin says, what does Spencer think of the Cellini prints? Can we see a renaissance with this model?
They're nice watches. It's a dress watch, but nowhere near desirability of the sports.
No. I've been reading online, occasionally I do a bit of reading, and they're all talking Cartier. A lot of talk Cartier, vintage Cartier as jewellery pieces. The watches from the sort of 60s and 70s are all starting to get a little bit of notice, starting to be bought up at auctions, and the prices are starting to really firm up because they're not considered in the same category as
they're
as
more
these watches.
jewellery, but they have done some beautiful pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing a bit now the Santos skeletons
Yeah.
of the modern day, which are quite.
Matt H is asking, can we see the Stardust dial? I'm going to bring that one out again, so you can have a little look at that and focus the camera.
That's nice.
Guys, if you want to see any of these watches, go over to my house tonight for a quick party. I'd love to say we'd have all of these at the watch show, but unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. I probably haven't got the light sorted out here either, and it's awful with the light. But anyway, you get the idea. That's a Starburst dial, apparently. Very, very nice.
Yeah,
And
it's
actually,
lovely.
just going back to the Spencer, you know, I've got a Paul Newman
I
Daytona.
love that one. I really love
It
that
is
one.
really comfortable on my wrist. I'm really quite getting used to it, actually. If I'm being really
Yeah,
honest,
you
I could be
too
one of those
used to
people who
it.
sits in a restaurant and goes like that. Have you seen my watch? It's very, very lovely. And only watch people are going to know what that is, aren't they?
Yeah.
If you saw someone in the restaurant next to you with that on, what would you think? Fake? Good. Do they even bother faking these? Is it any point?
But with those, it's all of the dial. I have seen many with a fake dial on these. They do make fakes of the
Yeah.
dial.
Marcus has just replied with how it used to look. Rolex just up from the 6th position.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Quite possible. Look, anything's possible.
Anything's possible, isn't it? Craig Taylor says, at work and getting paid to watch this. Absolutely perfect.
Nice.
Please, we can help your evening along. Hit the apex, keep it going. The community's upvoting. Vital, there's something on your finger. Is that my finger? I don't know whose finger.
Is that Paul Newman?
There was a question here that I did see go through about your favourite. Here it is. What's your favourite rectangular watches?
Favourite rectangular.
I think I only know one.
Go on.
Cartier Tank.
Tank American.
Tank American.
Nice. Frank
Yeah.
Muller's.
Wee. They're more. They're a bit rounded on the edges.
Tonneau shaped.
Tonneau.
Tonneau.
Yeah. By the way, there is nothing wrong with Frank Muller's. I was in Selfridges this week, and I was just having a little watch around the Watch of Wonders or whatever it's called, and there really are some nice watches. Yeah, I just couldn't buy one because I see half my money walk out the door when I can buy one from you. But I know we said it with Paul a couple of weeks ago. I still think it represents great value. They're good looking. I better stop, hadn't I? JLC Reverso is king.
Yeah.
Tag Monaco. That's more square though, isn't it?
The Monaco's
Yeah.
square.
More square. I love the
Reverse.
Monaco with
Yeah.
the green face. Kaylee, we love that watch, don't we?
We had a
don't
golf one, didn't we? Really nice
Yeah.
golf.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to
Monaco.
mention the watch you've got coming in tomorrow?
Mm.
Okay, that's a no.
No,
Okay.
go on,
No,
we
you
can
can.
do.
That's a no.
Yeah, you
No,
can.
Can we?
because
Because I'm really excited.
if anyone is after a Snoopy, I might know somewhere where you can get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've handled
2.
two so far,
We
and there
had a
might be a
couple.
third coming through. So if anyone's after a Snoopy, where Snoopy goes round the moon.
Yeah.
on the back,
We've unboxed it once and we
Yeah.
all
They're
loved
so
it, didn't
popular.
we?
I think
Such
it
a
is
cool watch.
an amazing watch.
Yeah.
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 Oh, and just going back to amazing watches and my collector friend, my collector friend also feels, for anybody that's interested in collecting watches, that Omega, the older,
the old ones.
the
the
old one, he
Yeah.
said they've been
there's
hoovered
some-
up.
yeah.
They've been hoovered up in the last couple of years. You could pick them up for $3,000. I don't know which model it is. They're trading at sort of 15, 16s. He thinks they are skyward and will
Yep.
be very,
Really?
very sought after.
Yep.
He actually thinks that the collectors of the future, Omega, will be as big as Rolex for people
Right.
going forward. How
That's
about that?
Interesting.
That's really
How about that?
interesting.
Yeah. And obviously the guy, I would probably say he knows what he's doing, and the fact that the watches you've seen he's collected over the years and
Yeah.
So
assembled.
he was ahead of time.
He's not been
but-
buying these in the last 6 months thinking,
Yeah, no,
I'll
of
stick that in. He's been
course.
buying these for 30, 40 years. Rahul says, what about a Baum Mercier for a rectangular watch? Don't see too many of those, do we?
Bowman Mercier.
We have one of those in rose gold.
Some of them, yeah.
Okay. I'm still trying to catch up on everything. Oh, James says Apple Watch. That's pretty good for a square watch.
Yeah.
Oh, I could. I've never had one.
I love my Apple Watch.
Paul Thorpe. Oh, welcome, Paul. Late to the show. Oh,
Thank you
can't
for
wait for the
joining
Watch
us.
People's weekend. Does he mean the winter Watch weekend?
The
That's the
winter
one.
watch people's
Ah, that
weekend.
Better remind him he's
Yeah.
due to come down to
He
that.
is, isn't he? Hope everyone is coming along. I hope everybody is coming along. Kaylee, tell everybody where they can sign up.
So you can sign up on our website. It's completely free. All you've got to do is just register. But if you don't and you turn up, it's not a problem. We just want to get an idea of numbers.
Yeah. Paul, I know you've just joined the show, but you better scrub back and watch, because I'm just going to show you, in case nobody knew what I've got on my wrist tonight.
Gav, what's on your wrist?
I've got, Paul, a Paul Newman, not a Paul Thorpe, but a Paul Newman Daytona. Okay? And Paul, if you rewind, you'll see another 6.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Paul, is your internet working again? Someone's asking. I was watching Paul's live feed last night. Unfortunately, there was a storm or something, and his feed went down, which is a bit of a shame. But everybody kept it going for him while he was on the hop. Matt H, can I ask the price of Kaylee and Ilda's watches, please? The missus is asking.
Sure.
So, should we take your watch off and so I can show it onto the
Yeah.
camera? So, what have you got again, Kaylee?
So this is a 68279
Let's put it up the right way.
with a tridal bracelet.
Yeah.
That's all gold, by the way, Gavin. All 18
Oh,
carat.
look at the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
let's turn the little light
beautiful.
on for that.
That's a how they call it?
A Jubilee
Ah.
dial.
Yeah.
And that is, Ilda, what's the
It's
year of
around
that one?
10.
Oh, the year.
Oh, Spencer, this
Oh, the
face, so
year,
this
sorry.
blue
It's
face.
called an anniversary dial.
It's a 1988 and it's around
Wow.
It's
2000.
like computer etched with Rolex on it.
Yeah. I kept saying, it says Lex, but of course there's a RO in front of it. Okay, and Janilda, let's have a look at yours.
Yes.
Yours is actually really, the
So
bracelet's
Kaylee's-
really pretty.
Yeah, Kaylee's is a mid-size.
Yeah.
So this is slightly smaller.
Yeah.
President bracelet.
Oh, it's quite heavy, isn't it? Oh, gold.
All
still
yellow
gold.
gold, of course. Is a
Oh,
it's cool.
Stunning
another,
dial.
Another blue dial. Let's get the light on that.
1989. Slightly cheaper, 8,900.
8,900. So,
Yeah.
if you've got 18 grand to shove out, then give us a
You can
call,
have them both.
and Spencer can sell you both of those.
Sure.
That's really diddy, actually. That's really,
Yeah, the
really
dial
pretty and
is
petite,
pretty.
isn't it?
Ladies.
Yeah. Beautiful 34s. Steph Milek says the Sea Dweller 16600 still represents excellent value at this time for a steel sports watch. Only a matter of time until they shoot up or shout up in value. Date without the Cyclops looks so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we think about
I
that?
do
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
It's interesting because I've picked out my next watch, Spencer.
Oh, it's
Right.
Paul Newman.
No, it's not Paul Newman.
No.
I'm
Is
much
it
more.
one that we've got in
I'm
stock?
much more modest than that, and I will let you know that I've actually put my name down for one now. I finally had a very, very lovely chat for about 45 minutes with one lady, female authorised dealer, who took my order for a no-date sub that I'll never get.
Oh, really?
But she did say, very
The
nicely,
time you get yours, probably be a 43 mil.
yeah, my hairs would have grown back on my wrist by then. And yes, she was very, very lovely and said, you just never know.
Aw.
Which I took as very positive rather than just a blank.
Yeah,
You
that's very
haven't
nice.
got
That's
a
a nice
chance.
way of letting you down rather than being like, no.
Yeah, yeah. I did see this question before, so I'm going to go and answer it now. Go ITO or LTO. Did you guys stock up for Christmas? Difficult to secure stock for hot watches due to the high demand globally. And what is your prediction for the pre-owned market in prices in Christmas? Great question.
It's just very strong. I think everything's going to be where it is.
Yeah.
Certain things we're struggling to get the whole time. Certain
Yeah.
sports-
What are you struggling to get now?
Just not so much struggling. They're just
Harder to come
harder
by.
to come by.
Yeah.
Starbucks, GMTs. You know, all of the popular sports pieces.
But
that
even
peop-
like Air Kings and Milgauses, though,
yeah,
we're finding that they're actually a lot harder to come by than what they
They
used
used
to
to
be.
That's because of the
Yeah.
continued talk of discontinuation. So if
100%.
people are getting there, they're
Yeah.
maybe not so happy
Yeah.
to sell them anymore.
Of course.
And also, of course, we mentioned this last week, is potential price rises from Rolex next year. That, everyone's talking sort of banding around 15% rise on the baseline, which will have an impact on the secondary market as well.
not that it's not high already. It'll
Yeah.
push it
It's only going
to
to help,
another
isn't
level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. We've hit our hour mark.
Right.
Yeah.
Already?
Well, I don't know. I'm a bit worried about leaving here. James, can you call the police now? Can we get the security in? Tell them I'm leaving the building. Actually, it's only Greggy Boy who knows where we are. So if Greggy Boy's driven all the way over from Essex, in an hour, could he have made it? Could he be waiting with a bag to put over my head on the way out? Probably. It's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. I'm really sorry, actually, that we haven't managed to sort of focus so much on the questions and everything.
Yeah.
It's
It was
flown
a lot
by.
about
The
Daytona.
quality of the watches. I've actually, before I got here, I've actually taken some pictures of the watches because I couldn't help myself, and just on my wrist and everything else, which I think I'm just going to now just flick through the pictures all the time.
Put them as your screensaver.
Exactly. I'm becoming that nerdy geek. Yeah, there we go.
No, some lovely.
Rahul Sharda says, before we go, by harder to come by, do you mean prices that sellers are asking are going up? And that's not the case, is it?
Well, it's just supply and demand.
Yeah.
You've got more people chasing, more people
Yeah.
wanting.
Well, I think what he's saying is, are they asking too much money that you just won't pay, and therefore you can't get the stock, or because
Sometimes you don't get a lot
Sometimes
offered.
the pieces just
Yeah.
aren't around.
yeah.
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 And like you said, Gav, about the discontinuation, I think a lot of people might be holding on to certain
Yeah,
pieces.
they don't want to sell them.
Yeah.
Guys, before you go, James has very kindly just popped in the comments. Do give us a thumbs up. Do click the subscribe. Do click the share. Do everything. We're really trying to push hard. Oh, do you know what? I didn't even do the questions from Instagram.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
come on. I've got to do them. I'm going to do them really quickly.
Quick,
Sorry,
quick.
James. I know we're on a
Okay,
clock.
go.
Right. Question number 1. Alex, do you think the Hulk will keep rising in price? Janilda,
Possibly, yes.
what do you think?
Yes, I believe so.
Spencer?
Yes, I do
I
think
can't
so.
see a reason for it not to. Question number 2, Rolex Electrical. What does Spencer think is the best size day date made to date?
The 40s are definitely more popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
But
Agree.
women do wear 36s. They're both great.
Yeah.
Artisan asks, do you think a vintage GMT Coke is a better investment than a Pepsi like for like? So same year.
Oh, okay.
Is a Coke better than a Pepsi?
There's nothing in it. It's
No.
only the best inserts. I mean,
That's it.
I think
That's it.
condition and
the
with
Yeah.
condition
better,
of the
yeah.
watch.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Peter Smith, have you any Air Kings for sale? A lot of people are saying this could be discontinued.
Nope,
No.
we're out of stock. I
There is
believe, at the
not
minute.
one
But we're
Air
gonna
King
get some.
at
We
BQ. Next one, Office Freedom. What colours would you like to see if Rolex released new OPs in 2022? Ooh, one for the ladies maybe.
I don't
That's
know because
interesting.
looking at these colours,
There's
I
quite a
don't know
lot,
what
yeah.
other colours they can bring
They
out.
just changed the
The shade.
I'm
shade.
thinking a different green. I would love to see a different green.
I would
different
also
green.
maybe like a nice like a
Lighter.
lilac.
Yeah.
You know how
Yep,
they've got like the
yep.
baby pink. I think a lilac would be
yeah.
lovely.
Yep. Rolex Electrical. What's Spencer's favourite watch brand and why?
I think it might be Rolex.
Why is that, Spencer? Can't guess why. Jacob Kendall, no question. Just excited to be in London in 2 weeks. Cheers, team.
We're so
Thank
excited
you,
to
see
see
you
you.
soon.
Excited to see you, Jacob. What's everybody's favourite Rolex GMT? Batman, Batgirl, Pepsi, or Coke?
Mine is the Pepsi.
Mine's the Pepsi.
I'm Batgirl.
I'm
Bad
Coke.
girl.
I'm
But
Coke
Are
all the
you?
way. Yeah,
Oh.
Okay.
yeah.
is a root beer not in there?
It could be. Yeah, it wasn't
Because
on there. It does say
mine-
etc.
Would
Yeah.
be a root beer.
Yeah.
Okay, a root beer.
Okay.
Guys, that is all we have time for tonight. But before I leave you, excuse me
Another
one
watch?
second. Before I leave you, no, it's not another watch. I just wanted to read out this again because we really want to give away this absolutely stunning
Yeah, we
watch.
do.
And you'll just grab it
Tudor
out
that
really
we have
quickly.
here.
So I'm going to read out my little prepared line. How would you like to win this Tudor Black Bay 58? BQ Watches are going to give one lucky subscriber this gorgeous watch. To enter is simple and it's completely free. All you have to do is the following. Follow at BQ Watches. Like the competition post. Tag 3 friends who also love watches. I'll tag you 3. Share this post to your story on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, That Watch Guy London. And in today's episode, Rolex Time Machine, leave a comment as to why you deserve to win this Tudor Black Bay free giveaway. The winner will be drawn live on Instagram by Gringa on Saturday the 13th of November at 4 p.m. from our winter watch weekend at MV Augusta. That's it. We're all time. Spencer, do the outro.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. And remember, if you haven't dealt with this yet, it's only
only a
a
matter
matter
of
of
time.
time.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.